Hello folks, welcome back to the Scoutforlife channel. Well, I've been tagged, actually I've been double tagged. I was tagged by Great American Survival, Marvin, over there on his channel, and also by Prepper Embarado on Embarado, Smithing and WoodCraft. Both most excellent channels. Marvin over at Great American Survival, he's a scouty type. A lot of stuff on there, a lot of unboxings, some reviews, some good content, a little bit of a few how-tos. Just a good channel. If you're not subscribed yet, then I'll leave the link in the description. And the same with Prepper Embarado over there at Embarado, Smithing and WoodCraft. The Smithy. He has some interesting stuff on his channel, from water sterilization, general prepper subjects, to even making treasures out of trash, basically, you know, repurposing and upcycling things into useful items, which always gets my interest. So if you're not already subbed to those channels, then check them out. I'll leave the link in the description. So I was tagged on my three knives that have sentimental value to me. I don't have that many knives to choose from, so this should be pretty quick. So I don't have a great selection, but I'll try and keep it interesting. Definitely one of my three most sentimental knives would be this one, which I showed previously on Three Favourite Knives, I think, or something like that. But anyway, it's the knife that I made out of a file. It's still going strong, nice and sharp, keeps an edge nicely. Started off as one of those, and it was the first file knife that I made. So obviously and I've carried it and used it and used it, and it's not let me down, and it's still working well. So I like that one. That's one of my favourites. So enough said about that. So now on to the interesting stuff. My son was rummaging through some stuff that was actually earmarked for going into the trash round at a relative's place, sort of a jumble. And in amongst it he found this, and opened it up, saw what was in it, and brought it home and gave it to me. So, you know, obviously to me this means something, because my boy gave it to me. And this is probably, I would guess, circa 1970. It's a little plastic box. You see, it's got Nissan on there, and you know, I get the feeling it may have been some sort of promotional thing for Nissan motors. Maybe somebody watching can help me out with that. But anyway, if you open it up, this look at that. There's a little mini saw. There's screwdrivers with different tips, and this gizmo here is part of the handle that sort of fits on the screwdrivers to help you with those. And there's other bits and pieces, a square with a level and all that. But in amongst it, look at this. There's a very interesting shaped little, with a bevel on one side, a little stainless steel, see if you can see that way better there, little stainless steel knife. I think that, you know, for folks that favour neck knives, it would probably make a nice little neck knife, something like that. So I just thought that was interesting. It was quite curious, so I thought I'd show that. I wonder if anybody else has come across that little kit before. So that would be number 2. Now, number 1 is one that is particularly sentimental to me, but as a result of that, it's not here. It's actually away for repair up in the States at Buck. So I've got my sister to take some snaps of it before she sent it off from her place up there. and I'm going to show those now. It's a buck yachtsman. Now, by the markings on the blade, it was manufactured between 1965 and 1970, thereabouts. So in other words, there's a good chance that it was being made when I was being made. I carried it around for a while, the spring broke, so it's got a bit of age to it, but I just think it's a very nice thing. It's one of those beautiful things. It's got a marlin spike and one of those lamb's foot blades on it. That certainly ranks up there, you know, to the point where I've sent it away to be repaired. And that's it. Those are my 3 Sentimental knives. Thank you, gentlemen, for the tag. Marvin and Embarado. And now it's time for me to pass it on. And I'm going to pass the tag on to a very nice gentleman over in the UK. His channel is called Carl's Countryside. It's a growing channel, hasn't been going too long. Nice guy, ex-light infantry, ex-serviceman. And I happen to know that he restores knives. He did a video on an army clasp knife, which is very similar to the yachtsman model that I just showed you. I think it's a 501 or 502 or something. And also to that style was also issued to the Navy cadets and things like that. So I think he would be an interesting guy to tag, because I have a feeling he'll have a few interesting blades there. So there it is, Carl. Consider yourself tagged. I'll be interested to see what you've got there in your collection. Your 3 most sentimental knives, the ones that mean something to you. I just did this one middle of the week, real quick. I'm still working on the 5Cs that I was tagged on, and hopefully that'll be coming up very shortly. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty. See you in the next one.